Hey, it's your favorite Tomboy here again, bringing you another topic. I haven't figured out what I want to call this yet. I was thinking about calling it Talk About It Tuesdays or Topic Tuesdays or some shit like that. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. If you come up with an idea, if you think Talk About It Tuesdays is good, let me know. And we could go from there. So I just want to throw the disclaimer out as I do every episode. These are my opinions, my thoughts, my perspective, done my way. Okay? So like, share if you're on YouTube, subscribe, and leave some comments and let us help each other help another. Okay? So let's jump right into it. The name of this topic is called People in Perspective. And the reason that I chose this topic this week is because lately I've been surrounded by a lot of negative thoughts and energy. And doubt has been creeping in. And I don't know if it's due to my sensitivity because I'm an empath. And I'm highly sensitive to energy. And Mercury's in retrograde. And there's about to be a lunar eclipse tomorrow. Well, today. I don't know what the hell is going on. But other people's negative vibes have been weighing on me heavily, especially the conversations I've been having and just listening to people's perspective. I don't know, it's just very limiting. And sometimes we don't know which direction we're going in. So, we get stuck in confusion and doubts and shit. And we seek advice from other people outside, like friends, family. You might go to a therapist or somebody, and etc. And this sometimes clouds our judgment. And we all want the right thing for our lives. Like, we're all trying to do the right thing and go in the right direction, and sometimes the direction that someone else gives us may not resonate with the journey that we're on, and we can find ourselves planting seeds in the wrong forest if we aren't careful because of other people's limits on our lives. Now, when these doubts come in, we tend to get into our heads, thinking about the worst possible outcome, doubting if we will ever get what it is that we want, or pushing for, or seeking advice and being consumed of other people's negative thoughts regarding their situations and opinions, and then we get stuck, right? Like, how did we get here? But so this is just the reason why I wanted to talk about this. I was talking to one of my friends recently, and she was telling me about a situation where someone felt like they gave their all to someone and they didn't get what they wanted in return, right? And they're talking to her, and they're like, I admit that I didn't, they didn't ask me for it. I just gave because I wanted to give to them. And, I just got to take that L. Like, I didn't get anything in return. Like, I just got to take that L. And being the person that I am, I looked at it from a different perspective, because I feel like if you were genuine and you gave out of the kindness of your heart, how is that an L? Because I know me, I don't give anything to anyone and expect something in return. Like, if I'm giving something to somebody, or if I'm doing something for somebody, it's out of the kindness of my heart. I'm genuinely doing it because I want to. I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do. And I'm not manipulative in a sense like that, where it's like, oh, if I do this, then I'm gonna get this. Like, no, if I do anything for you, it's genuine and it's out of the kindness of my heart. I don't have to throw it in your face. I don't have to say anything like that. Like, I don't feel like it's an L if you don't return a gesture. Granted, of course, I'm doing something because I'm genuine and I'm loving. And I would expect you to be genuine too and loving back to me in that sense, not in a material sense, but in that sense, like appreciative or whatever it is. But if you're not, then that's on you. Like, that's not an L for me. That's a win for me, because that's my good karma. I'm doing it genuinely. That's my good karma. So if I put good karma out there, I'm going to get that back, whether it's from you or something else or someone else or whatever. I already know. Like, that's a blessing. That's a loss for you if you don't appreciate it, you know? But to me, I'm like, clearly this person, if they feel like that's an L on them, they expected something, and that's where they went wrong, because they expected something. And when you put expectations on a situation and you have that perspective, like, you know what I mean, if I put something out there or whatever, if I'm doing this for this, I'm gonna get this back, and you expect to get that back, yeah, you're gonna feel like you took an L, you know? But I don't think that when you genuinely do something for somebody, that it's an L for you if you don't get that in return. No, that's a win for you. That's an L for them, you know? So, was that person wrong for feeling that way? No, I don't think that person was wrong at all for feeling that way, actually. I feel like there was no right or wrong in the situation, but it was more of a matter of perspective and a matter of choice on how they looked at the situation, you know? And how they tended to look at that situation was, I took an L. And clearly it's because of expectations. And, you know, you looking at it from that situation, you know, I believe that what you put out there, you're going to get back. That's my perspective. That's the positive perspective. So here's the deal with me, though. Whatever you believe to be true is true. So if you think negative about something, it's negative. And if you think positive about something, it's positive. So you have some people who, you know, they live in what I call a victim mentality. Everything happens to them. You know, life happens to them. Everyone is against them. Everything is a negative. Everything is out of pessimism, you know. And they can't seem to get out of the world and step outside the box to see a different perspective. You know, they just live in everything happening to them, you know. Then you have those people that are like me, in what I call a victor mentality. It's all about the victory, you know. And with the people who have a victor mentality, they believe things happen for them, you know. Everything is for the greater good. It's a learning experience to elevate. It's for the betterment of them. You know, they're in school figuring out how they're going to learn from the situation, you know. And that's the victim mentality. And even if you find yourself, you know, with the victim mentality, even if you find yourself in a tough situation, you know, and it may be a struggle to get out of this situation, you still believe that you're going to get out of the situation, and the doubt doesn't get the best of you. You understand that, you know, the situation is gonna get better and it's going to pass. You're going to be victorious in this situation, and you're gonna win. You're not gonna lose in the situation. Nothing's happening to you, it's happening for you. Right? Now, we all have some people around us who have a victim mentality. You know, those people have difficulty changing their perspectives. They run from the positive aspects of things for fear of losing it. And they fall into pessimism, and they try to throw that shit on you. And some don't even realize that they're throwing that shit on you, or they throwing it out in the world. They don't even realize how negative they are or how negative they're being, you know. Some were raised like this through generations, you know, what they call generational curses, where, you know, your mother was like this, and your father and your grandfather and your grandmother, like it's just your aunts and your uncles, like it's just a generation of just victim mentality, and everything happening to you, not for you, you know. And they don't really know better. But the thing is, you have to be aware of these kinds of people. And you have to protect your energy from these kinds of people. You know, like I said, I'm very sensitive to energy. You know, I'm highly intuitive, and negative energy, like, literally just makes me feel low. And if you're not careful, if you're sensitive like me and you're not careful, you can get pulled in to those type of energies and pulled down with those people, and you can fall into that. Like they said, you are the company that you keep. Or you are, I think I seen one meme or something where it said, you are the 5 people that you surround yourself around. That's true. If you're surrounding yourself around a lot of negative energy, if you're not aware and you're not paying attention, next thing you know, snap of a Thanos freaking finger, you can be pulled into those negative vibes and fall victim to those situations, you know? And you could become consumed of it. And you don't want to do that. Like, you don't want to do that. So, again, this is where knowing who you really are, what you believe in, and how strong your values are, comes into play and are tested. Trust me, I've been tested a lot, especially 2019. I mean, prior to, but 2019, I've been tested. Because victim mentalities are limited, so they can't see the bigger picture and the broader perspective. You know, so it looks something like this. I'll give you some examples. You can be like, yo, I want to start this business. Like, you could tell one of your friends, like, yo, I want to start this business. Like, I'm feeling real good about it. You know, I'm really ready to step outside of my comfort zone and start something new. And that person in a victim mentality, you know, in a negative vibration, would be like, you sure you want to do that? Like, you know, you could lose your money. You know, all the money that you invested in or that you're saving up, you could lose your money. A lot of businesses fall within the first year, and you lose more money than you gain. You know, it's better if you just work a 9 to 5 and you know what I mean, you play it safe. Like, I would do that if I was you. Like, I would play it safe. Or another example, you could tell your friend, girl, I've been having such a good day. Oh my gosh, like, God is so good. My kid, I just found out my kid is on an honor roll, and I got a promotion at my job, girl, and I'm just feeling so good. Like, whoo. And a person in a victim mentality would be like, good for you. Like, I wish I got a promotion at my job. I wish I felt good. Like, I guess God is really good, because my life ain't shit. I ain't get that. It's bringing your whole vibration down. Like, you know what I mean? Or better yet, here's one. You could tell your friend, if you're a girl, you could tell your friend, like, girl, me and Rick have, like, we're hitting it off so good, girl. Like, he's about to take me on vacation. We talking about taking it to the next level, and you know, he's just so good. And your friend is like, girl, that sound good, but you better watch it, because you know niggas ain't shit. So be careful, girl. He could be talking all that good shit right now, but you never know. He might have a kid on the side or something like that. Those are people with victim mentalities. And now, granted, every situation is different. But to me, those responses are the victim mentality. Because victor mentalities, we don't do that. We speak positively into a situation. Oh, you want to start a business? How we doing this? What we doing? What's the steps? What's the plan? Oh, you having a good day? Oh my God, that is so good that you're having a good day. Rub some of that on me. Let me hang with you, because I want to have a good day too. I'm so happy that you're having a good day. Oh, you and Rick is hitting it off? Oh my God, girl, that is so good. Congratulations. Just keep speaking positivity into your relationship. Keep building that relationship. Y'all build each other. That is so great. I'm so happy for you that you found happiness. That's a victim mentality. Because we speak positivity into our friends and we speak positivity into ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't hit a victim moment, because we all have moments. That's how I look at life. Life happens in moments. But we don't live there. They aren't our circumstances. You know I love that. You aren't your circumstances. I'll preach that every freaking chance I get. You aren't your circumstances. You got to step outside the box. That's what victors do. It's all about the victory. So winner's mentality over here. So we aren't our circumstances. We live outside of the box. You know what I mean? We step outside of our comfort zones to be better. We're happy that you're happy. We're happy that others are happy. We ask questions to embrace the perspective for the higher, for the betterment of us. That's what victors do. And you have to be mindful of this, because if you're not careful, you can fall into that victim mentality. You have to ask yourself, are you surrounded by these kind of people? Are you surrounded by victims? Or better yet, are you a victim? Because sometimes it can be you that's carrying that negative vibe. So you got to check in with yourself too and ask yourself too, am I carrying that negative vibe? Am I the victim? So I say, when it comes to you surrounding yourself and you building your circle, or you have your circle already, your circle should be uplifting. Your circle definitely should be uplifting. You should be speaking progression into you and into them. You guys should be feeding each other positive vibes and positivity all the time. You know what I mean? Helping each other and being better. Now, trust me, a lot of people that I've been around who are in the victim mentality as well, they think that I'm too optimistic because I see the greater good in everything. They think that I forget that shit happens. But it's a choice. Being positive is a choice. It's not that I forget that shit happens. I just deal with shit when it happens. That's how I look at it. I don't put shit first. I put goodness first. That's the difference. That's what being optimistic is all about. It's about choosing what is a priority. To me, being great is a priority. Raising my vibration is a priority. Embracing the greater good is my priority. All that negative shit, it comes secondary. It's not a priority. That's not what I put first. That's not what my life is about. And trust me, because I put the greater good and being better as a priority, my life is elevating. And that doesn't mean that I don't hit hard spots. That doesn't mean that I don't have tough moments. That just means that I know I'm going to get out of them, and I have faith that everything is going to work out. That's what being a victor is. It's the winner's mentality. I'm always going to win. And even the L's are wins, because the L's mean that wasn't meant to be in my life in the first place. So it's a win. If I lose it, that means that it wasn't a good thing to be in my life. So you know what? That's still a win. What Jay-Z said, a loss ain't a loss, is a lesson. Hello. But when you're a victor and you have the victor mentality, you're helping each other to be better. You're helping each other grow. There needs to be a victor balance within that circle. If one is low, the rest got that person. If I'm low, my circle got me. And if somebody in my circle was low, I got them. And the rest of us got them. That's what that circle should be like. There needs to be a clear level of understanding within that circle. Everybody has to understand each other. No limits. There's no limits. We're not limiting each other. Take that leap of faith. Embrace that change. We striving for a greater purpose. And for me, my circle is beyond the material gain. We need to understand, we all understand that, yes, material gain is necessary to get on in life. But the manifestation, the actual manifesting process and how we manifest is the bigger picture in my circle. What we become while we manifest is important. Doubt doesn't live in my circle. It doesn't live there. We starve doubt. We feed our focus. We ask questions in my circle. We respect each other in my circle. We respect our circle. Healthy conversations. Good character. Good values. Love. Light. A great perspective. That's what's in my circle. We reflect on the things that we need to change and the things that we need to keep. Like, this is what happens within my circle. Ain't no room for negative thoughts. Ain't no room for hate. Ain't no room for competition. Ain't no room for low vibes. Positive vibes only in my circle. And we're aiming to be better. Like, fear? Nah, fuck that. Any one of us scared, we motivating each other. We speaking motivation into each other. We're building our drive within one another. That's what my circle is about. And my thing is, if I come across anybody with a victim mentality, then we need to discuss that. If I'm being a victim, no, we need to discuss that. Because what you believe to be true is true. And if you believe you're a victim, then you're a victim. And if you believe that you're a victor, then you're a victor. If you taking L's and you believe that it's an L, then it's an L. If you think it's a win, then it's a win. So we winning over here. And I don't want to hear nothing less than that. And my circle don't want to hear nothing less than that. So I say to all of you that if you have a negative friend, lead by example. Stand your ground, speak your positivity into that friend. And if you are that negative friend, then you got to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why? What is it that's within you that's making you scared to be a victor? What scar or tradition that you have that's so hard to let go? And I know some of us come into, we come from a line of negativity. And I can't stress enough that you aren't your circumstances. You aren't your mother, you aren't your grandmother, you aren't your aunt, your uncle, your grandfather, you aren't your father, you aren't your brother, your sister, you aren't these people. You have a choice to do what you need to do. You have a choice to change your perspective. Nobody can do that for you. And nobody's in charge of that. A wise person once told me that nobody cares about the excuses. They only care about what happens and what doesn't happen. Nobody cares about those excuses. Oh, because my mother was like this, that's why I'm like this. Oh, because my father was like this. Bullshit. That don't mean nothing. Me and my mother are two different people. Me and my father are two different people. They don't determine my choices. I determine my choices. Just because they're positive doesn't mean that I have to be positive. Just because they're negative doesn't mean that I have to be negative. But I choose to be positive because it works for me and it builds my life. And that's why I'm speaking positivity into y'all. So we don't have time for excuses here. It's all about positive vibes. It's all about uplifting ourselves. It's all about uplifting other people. Change your perspective. If you feel negative, change your perspective. Changing your perspective and and setting healthy boundaries to not be persuaded by the limits of others can make a big difference in your life. Find out who you are. Trust in your judgment. Don't let other people's limits and negative perspectives have an impact on you. Stand your ground. Hold yourself. A lot of people don't like that I'm stubborn, but I'm learning to love how stubborn I am because I'm not easily persuaded by other people. And I learned that sometimes for the most part, me taking other people's advice, not saying that I can't take other people's advice because I'm very open-minded, but me taking other people's advice, it hasn't worked for me. Me following my own path has always worked for me. And it's working for me even more now because people don't understand what I understand. Your journey ain't my journey. And trust me, if you don't stand in your square and you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we're not falling here, we're flying. So, I say to you, love yourself, love your perspective, speak life into yourself, speak life into the people around you. Check yourself, check your friends with love, respectfully. It's all about respect. Respect other people's perspectives, but keep a healthy understanding and a healthy boundary when it comes to those type of people who have negative perspectives, who believe that L's are bigger than wins, who believe that they are their circumstances and they can't get out of it. Lead by example. Be the change that you wish to see in the world, okay? Create a loving circle. And love yourself. You got this, champ. You got this. So that concludes my episode this week. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, if you feel like you want me to talk about something, you can email me at theyougotThisProject@gmail.com. And I do check it. And let's help each other, help another, okay? Until next time, sincerely your favorite.